Hey guys, how's everybody doing today on this lovely, what is it, Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. So, I wanted to come in here and talk about this while it's fresh on my mind. This is completely unscripted. I'm live right now, so everything I say is exactly, as it's coming to me. I did do like a tiny bit of research so that I have everything ready to talk about before we really dive into this. Uh, this is my opinion combined with fact. I will tell you if something is my opinion, but I will also tell you if something is fact, and I will provide sources to back up those facts. Okay? Just so you don't think that I'm filling you full of crap. Um, let's start with this. Every morning when I drive to work, I used to listen to a local radio station until they fired my favorite DJ. So then I switched listening from that radio station to another radio station where in the morning time they host the Bobby Bones show. And I'm going to be careful about how much of this I actually play, how much of these videos and things I play, because I don't know what can get me in trouble. And I may post this video. I will likely post this video on YouTube later. So not a huge fan of Bobby Bones. I fully respect him as as an expert in the music industry. The morning show is it's hit or miss. Sometimes it's interesting to me. I like country music. Maybe that surprises some of y'all. So maybe you didn't see that coming. Not a fan of his band personally, the Raging Idiots, but I think he's been really great as a coach. I know he coached Lane Hardy, who's one of my favorite um, contestant winners on a reality voice singing show. So just a little backstory there. Now, a few months ago, I was listening to this radio show on the way to work, and they mentioned one of the guys' Pokemon collections. And at the time, and still going on, obviously Pokemon is still a hot commodity, and it's a heated topic among collectors, competitive players, casuals, just anybody who's in the hobby for whatever reason they're in the hobby. Obviously, Pokemon is still going through what is known as the aftermath of what's known as the Logan Paul effect. So let me start there with the Logan Paul effect. So for those of you who don't know, this is the Logan Paul effect. Here is what happened when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Logan Paul, most of you know who he is, and I hate the fact that I've just said his name like 5 times, decided he's going to open up this rare first edition Shadowless base set booster box. And I might give him some credit that maybe he was a Pokemon fan as a kid and this was nostalgic for him, and the guy's got the money that he could afford to do this. Obviously, not a lot of people out there in the community could afford to do this. As huge of a fan as I am of Pokemon and as many cards as I've opened over the years, I really wish this was something that my parents would have set aside and saved for me when I was younger. I have very vivid memories of winning a bet with my dad, and he was supposed to buy me a Charizard that was for sale in a local card shop. The card was like $50 at the time, and despite losing the bet, he was a super sore loser about it. He wouldn't. He refused to drop $50 on this card for me. Instead, he bought me like a $20 card that is like completely worthless now. I think it was a Gyarados. I still have it. And that $50 Charizard that he should have bought me then, it could have probably paid off my house at this point. So just to give you a little backstory there. And so he opens this booster box live with experts there with him. Some of you may know more recently he claims he lost, but he actually got his money back. $3.5 million on a sealed case of first edition base set Shadowless booster boxes that did turn out to be fake. Just to throw this out there, that case was certified and authenticated by people who were experts in the card industry. Those people who were experts were actually experts at baseball cards specifically. And It was when the images surfaced in the Pokemon community that people who are actual Pokemon experts noticed the inconsistencies in the box and started to call it out as possibly being a counterfeit, as very likely being counterfeit. And the news circulated and it got back to Logan Paul, and he decided he's going to crack it open um, in the company of all these experts and the people who appraise the box and see for himself. And lo and behold, he opens it, and it's it's a bunch of GI Joe cards. So this is kind of where the meme started right here, where he opened that first edition booster box. This video right here, this 13-second clip that I'm about to show you, is basically the root of what is known as the Logan Paul effect. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. I think I'm allowed to play it.
This is a fantastic Bulbasaur. If it comes back at 10, based on your estimate.
Of course. Gorgeous card. Thanks, Sam. No issues.
Okay.
How much? BGS, 10,000, 20,000 plus, maybe 30.
Okay, so did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch what just happened there? This guy known as Collectibles Guru said that Bulbasaur as a BGS 10 could possibly be worth 10,000, 20,000, maybe 30,000. I have never in my life seen a common base set Shadowless first edition card go for that kind of money, unless it was like a misprint. Okay, there's like let me just go ahead and let's see what's on eBay right now. We'll go to eBay right now. Okay, BGS 10. Let's see if that's on eBay at all right now. I don't see a base set Shadowless. Okay, here we go. Here's some CGCs. Here's a BGS 9 selling for $85. That's the asking price. That's not even a recent sold history. To get your most accurate pricing, if you're going to use eBay as your guide, you really, 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 really need to go to recent sold. So right here, sold items. That's what you need to look at to compare. Here's a BGS 9.5 sold for $135. Now, you do need to understand that the difference in price between a 10 and anything under a 10 will be drastic. So that may not be the best comparison. I don't even know if there's a BGS 10 out there. I could check the pop report. Here's a BGS 10 Vivid Voltage Pikachu, the Rainbow Rare, the one everybody wants, sold for over $1,000 just a few days ago. Okay, there is not a 10K Bulbasaur out there that I am aware of. If there is, somebody please correct me on that and source me, cite me your source on that. So that's the Logan Paul effect. The people in the Pokemon community are still suffering from the Logan Paul effect. Whether you're collectors, whether you're players, competitive, casual, doesn't matter. For the last couple of years, I have been helping the people in my own local scene get Pokemon products at MSRP, because scalpers were just, ever since this video came out, where people just immediately were like, oh my god, I can make this kind of money. Yeah, right, you gotta look for them holograms. Ever since people saw this, they just thought they could make a ridiculous amount of money on yeah, they thought they could make a ridiculous amount of money on Pokemon cards. So everybody runs out to buy up modern product. It's flying off the shelves. Kids can't buy it. Collectors can't find it. Competitive players, sure, most of us like to buy singles to build our decks, but we like to open packs and open product too. My husband also collects and plays Pokemon with me. We have no kids, but we're nerds. So this is what we do. Pokemon cards is my thing. It's been my thing for 25 years. That means ever since I was 8 years old, I have been playing competitive Pokemon. I have been building decks. I've been competing in tournaments. I've been playing in the local Pokemon League. I have played every single Pokemon game, every video game that's ever released. I have played and beat at least once. Just to give you an example of my credentials, okay? So today, I'm on my way to work. I'm listening to the Bobby Bones show. And of course, Facebook is doing its thing where it's listening into what's going on in your background. And as I'm scrolling through Facebook, I see this article on the Bobby Bones show. Mike D gets his Pokemon collection appraised. Now, I heard about this months ago. It's just straight depressing to go past where packs are supposed to be. Yeah, and the shelves are empty. It really is. You know, it used to be an enjoyable hobby where you could just walk into the store. You could walk into Walmart or Target, and there was something there on the shelf. And if you were like, oh, hey, you know, maybe I feel like buying a pack today, you can go drop $4 and go buy a pack. And it wasn't a big deal. And now it is a big deal because scalpers are out there buying everything up and trying to resell it to you for double and triple. And it's just not worth it. And it affects competitive players as much as the collector side, because now when we need to buy singles, or if we want to go out and we want to buy a couple of booster boxes to try to open up and get stuff that we need. Yeah, it is getting a lot better, especially in rural areas like where we live. It is getting better, but it's still pretty bad in bigger areas. I think scalpers, all the people who were sports scalpers that decided to jump on the Pokemon hype train, are seeing that it wasn't as lucrative as they thought it was going to be, and they're starting to lose money on it, so they're trying to get out of it. So back to this. A few months ago, when I heard this on the morning show, immediately I whipped out my phone and I wrote an email to them and I said, hey, because I was gonna call them, but I was literally on my way to work, so I wouldn't have had time to call them and talk to them on the phone about it. But I whipped out my phone, I emailed them, and I was like, hey, you know, my name is. I gave them my name. And I said, I've been in the Pokemon hobby for 25 years. I'm a collector. I'm a competitive player. These are my credentials. And I would love to appraise this collection for you for free if you would just send me some photos of what you have. And I never heard back. So today, and I've done this before for other people. I've run into people in the store who see me looking at the card section, and they're like, yeah, I've got some cards. I don't really know what they're worth. I'm like, hey, yeah, send me some pictures. You know, we've had people walk in off the street to the store where we go and we play regularly, go, yeah, my uncle was cleaning out this storage locker that he purchased, and he found all these cards, and we don't really know what they're worth. And I'm going to sit down with these people, and I'm going to go, okay, these are your cards that are valuable, this is what they're worth, and this is why they're worth that much. And I'm going to show them my sources, and I'm going to show them, and I'm going to find the lowest price on the internet of all my sources, and I'm going to go by that price, because obviously when people are buying, they want to pay the least amount as possible. So the lowest value, the lowest price that you're going to find online, that's what people are that's what it's going for. Okay, there's always going to be people out there who are like, oh, I can sit on it at this price and eventually it's going to go up and somebody's going to buy it for that price. Fine. But for a lot of cards, especially if they're not in mint pristine condition, it's going to be the lowest value that somebody can get it for. So when I see this article scrolling across my Facebook feed, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Let me check it out. So,
Save a horse, ride cowboy. Everybody says, save a horse, ride cowboy.
hey, J-Bob, man. Appreciate that gift sub. Katamari, if you're out there listening, if you're watching, shout out to J-Bob there who just gifted you a tier 1 sub. Check out the emotes. So anyway, sorry to try to cut you off. I want to try to stay on topic and on task before I lose my train of thought, because obviously my train of thought derails very easily with my goldfish attention span. So I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, let's see what Mike D actually had in this collection. Let's see what it got appraised at and all this other stuff. So I scroll through and I'm reading this article and I'm like, what? Like, obviously you read, oh yeah, he's got some Pikachu cards, the different symbols and things that people are looking for. This card is worth $500 right now, will increase in value. Other two Pikachu cards aren't worth as much as the limited edition one, but could still make a couple $100 off of them. Also is some Mew cards, starting talking about some promotional cards that have shadows. Okay, we'll talk about the shadows later. Each one could sell for around 450. Other cards in the collection aren't worth as much, but can sell anywhere from $5 to $85 a piece. Slowpoke card that's worth about $40. Japanese cards worth about $50 to $85. Okay, reading this article was painful because I didn't know if I should laugh or scoff or like immediately go dig out my versions of those cards and look to sell them for those prices right now. So, of course, I immediately start sourcing the price, evaluating the price market, and looking at these cards. And because I'm in my mind, I'm like, there's no way. And I was right. There's no way because my research within just a few minutes showed this was way off. This was way grossly inflated. Um, and we'll pull up right here. This is Mike D's Instagram page. And this, yes, sorry, I guess I didn't log in. Sorry, take a second there. Okay, so this is Mike D's Instagram page. This is the photo he posted of the Pokemon cards. Okay, so let me see if I can get it to zoom in. I know there's a way to do this. I think it's Control Z. No, maybe it's not. Okay, it is. It is Control Z. It's not really letting me zoom in on that very much. It's more zooming in on the text. That's about as big as it looks like I can get this picture to go. So you can see right here, this card right here, that is a Pikachu promo from Pokemon the first movie. Okay. And then these two Pikachu cards right here are Jungle Pikachus. And if you look right here, you can see there's no first edition symbol. Okay, so these are not first edition Pikachus. These are unlimited Pikachu. Okay, and then if you take a good look at the background color, and right here, I did zoom these in on my phone so I could take a better look at them. These are not Red Cheeks Pikachu. Okay, this is where I initially thought maybe there was value. I thought, well, maybe these are Red Cheeks Pikachus. These are not. So these are not the valuable Pikachus. They're not first edition. Right here, you're looking at the first movie Mewtwo promo, okay? And then right here, you're looking at the Ancient Mew promo from the second movie, okay? And then right here, this is a Team Rocket Slowpoke from the Rocket expansion. This is a first edition. You can see the first edition stamp right there, okay? So this is a Team Rocket Slowpoke, and then we have right here just an unlimited Mewtwo. 90% sure that is an unlimited Mewtwo. I don't see any symbols on it. The first edition Machamp that I'm pretty sure everybody owns. And this, I'm not entirely sure if this is a first edition. I believe it is because that looks like a first edition Scyther symbol right there. I thought it was a base 2 for a second there, but I'm pretty sure this might be a first edition Scyther right there. So let's just start with, now that you've seen the cards, let's look at the video. So this is Dr. Lori. And I'll give you a little tiny bit of background on Dr. Lori first. Dr. Lori V, I think it's Verdime. I'm sorry if I say that wrong. Verdime. Dr. Lori V, or I think they just call her Dr. Lori. I believe she has, I don't know if she has an actual PhD. Let's see here. Dr. Lori. Who is Dr. Lori? Let's go. This is her website. Award-winning TV personality and talk show host with a PhD in art history. Okay. This woman has a PhD in art history. I respect that. Okay. I'm not going to say I don't respect her education and I don't respect her level of intelligence. I respect anybody who has any kind of education, whether it's a high school education, a college degree. I have a college degree myself. In welding technology, of all things, that people probably don't expect that out of me. But people are always like, what does a welder from New York know about horses? Believe it or not, I know a lot about horses. So, things like that. I've trained animals. There's been a lot in my life that I've done that a lot of people won't give me credit for, okay? So I'm not going to say maybe this lady doesn't have credentials, but her PhD is in art history. So she knows about historical pieces of art, about antiques, okay? That is her area of expertise. That is her specialty. And she reviews approximately 20,000 items a year, 150 events a year. Okay. So now that we know who she is, this is the woman who appraised the collection. So here's just a picture of her on the video. She's got like an old camera here, looks like some Hot Wheels, some Coca-Cola products, Walt Disney products, some Beanie Babies, some NASCAR, Barbie, and of course we have some Pokemon cards and Pokemon toys, okay? So,
Like boxers. It's like
we're going to try to skip ahead here.
I wanna cook with Trisha Yearwood. Please, can you? I love her.
Dr. Laura, I gotta tell you, since we've spoken to you, we put one Beanie Baby.
Okay, so
Yeah,
she seems like she's an expert of
I
Beanie
know,
Babies.
it's wonderful what you do for charity. It's fantastic for you. Good, that's great.
HBO Max.
Oh yes, sure, yes, but you know.
So I'm gonna skip around. I'm gonna try not to play too much of this because again, I don't know how much I can play and get away with, especially if I'm gonna upload this to YouTube later.
These things are, everybody has them. So, you have to get the right expertise and you have to know, of course, where you can get the money for them. So, you have to be able to evaluate the whole market.
She's not wrong there. You have to evaluate the whole market. You have to know where you can get the money for it. The quick and easy money for Pokemon cards is usually eBay. Okay, you'll see a lot of these gaming stores and people who are in the market of cards specifically will post on websites like TCG Player. And then you have, your smaller, more private market, like through Facebook, particularly there are particularly large groups on Facebook like Burbank City Pokemart, and other Pokemon Mart groups on Facebook where people can go and make more personal deals on I want to say a smaller level to a smaller, more niche market, because those are people who are specifically looking for Pokemon cards. So they're in those groups because that's what they're there for, specifically for that. And by selling on those markets, the sellers get more money in their pocket than if they sell through websites like eBay, who take a small commission, or through websites like TCG Player, which is why TCG Player is mostly used by large gaming stores or local gaming stores or comic shops or things like that, because they already have a storefront. So it's just the easiest way for them to market to a larger audience, whereas you see more of your hobbyist sellers on groups like in Facebook, and more money goes into their pocket, and thus they can pass savings on to the people who are dealing with them directly through Facebook Market. You also get a lot of scams from people on there who are not trusted sellers, which is why Facebook marketplaces such as Burbank City and Pokemarket also have like a scammer and a feedback page where people report that, so you can go to those pages, look at people's names, and see, is this person somebody trustworthy to do business with. So we'll continue.
Which is what we did here with the Pokemon cards too.
So that's why she's here, because Mike D, our head writer, one of my best friends, he said, I have all these Pokemon cards that I've been collecting as a kid. And so you have seen them all, right?
I have seen them all. It's a pretty good variety of them. Yeah, pretty good assemblage.
So talk to me about the card that you saw where you're like, wow, that one there could be worth the most money.
Oh, okay. So a couple of things so everybody knows what they can look for. So if you're out there, you have a card, you know what to look for. A couple first editions are good to look for. Promo.
Obviously, first editions are good to look for because first editions was something that Wizards of the Coast did, particularly back in the base set era, the Rocket era. That's when your first editions were really worth more money.
Those are good to look for. If there's a specific contest, event, something to look for. If there's a
I'm just going to let her say the whole thing before we talk about it.
A couple first editions are good to look for. Promos are good to look for. If there's a specific contest, event, something like that, holograms or something that they look for.
Did y'all catch that she said holograms? She said holograms. Keep that one in your memory. Just put a pin in that one.
And if your card is PSA graded or not, that impacts value. Okay, so what I
And if your card is PSA graded or not, that affects value. Of course, it affects value because you're talking about, yeah, good variety. Of course, any card that's been graded by one of the big three, which the big three now are known are PSA, Beckett, and CGC, whereas CGC is one of the newer ones on the scene, but it's now still considered the big three. There's still some people out there who are not real big fans of CGC, and some other smaller grading companies are trying to, break into the market. I'm personally a fan. This is just my opinion. I'm personally a fan of HGA because of their grading method and because of their custom labels and how the labels actually match the cards. I think it looks more aesthetically pleasing. I feel like if I send off a Charizard to CGC and it comes back with a goofy blue label, it clashes and it looks terrible. But I'm just one of those people who like things that are visually appealing. I'm just as happy to leave a card in just a hard plastic case with no label on it, and it looks beautiful. Look at this. This is a beautiful card, isn't it? Do you guys see this card? This is literally my holy grail of cards. This is the card that I have been after for years, okay? And this card is currently probably in this condition worth about $400. This may be the most expensive card in my set. Even my special delivery cards and my Charizards are probably not worth as much as this card. This is Jolteon Star. It is in absolute pristine condition. It might be considered light play, but it might be near mint. I actually do plan to have this graded at some point. I'm not sure when, and I'm not sure what company yet. But this card is such a rare find. On top of it being as old as it is and in such a pristine condition, it also has a swirl in your hologram. You probably can't. I about said hologram. Did y'all catch that? I almost said hologram. It has a swirl in the foil. You may not be able to see it, but my camera's not the best for looking at stuff like this, but it's right there. It's kind of right here. But it's just a very light swirl, and that's why I'm very nervous about who I send this to, because the odds of me ever finding another Jolteon Star, which Jolteon is my favorite Pokemon and has been my favorite Pokemon for 25 years. I have a Jolteon tattoo on my leg. I got it for the 20th anniversary. I should have gotten another one this year for the 25th. But the odds of me finding another Jolteon Star in this condition with a swirl in the foil pattern is so absolutely unlikely. I wouldn't even know what to insure this for, which is why I haven't sent it off for grading yet. Anyway, let's keep going.
was excited to see, which many of you probably would think, oh yeah, that makes sense, would be Pikachu. So the Pikachu cards, but not any Pikachu cards. One of the cards that, excuse me, one of the cards that Mike D had actually has a couple of things happening. It's a promo card. It's also a card that features Pikachu. It's also a card that was from the first movie, which meant that when the first Pokemon movie was debuted, this card was part of it, so it was a limited edition.
Okay.
So that was pretty good. So with respect to that card, let me just say, if you want to be buried with one card, Mike D, that's probably your card.
Sorry, I gotta pause it. I gotta giggle. Get my giggles out. It's a limited edition promo Pikachu. Obviously, we know Pikachu card. Us in the community, we know the two cards that always go for the most money are going to be Pikachu cards and Charizard cards, okay? Because Charizard is the guy who started it all. And Pikachu is the holy mascot of all that is Pokemon. Pikachu is everywhere. He's more recognizable than Mickey Mouse. He is everybody who knows who Pikachu is. Okay? That's why Pikachu cards tend to be more valuable. Also, Pikachu's also the one who gets all the cool promos. So if you ever see like really cool Japanese promos, like the Mario Pikachu, the Luigi Pikachu, they do cosplay Pikachu where Pikachu's wearing costumes of other Pokemon or other characters. Pikachu he gets all the fame and he gets all the special promotions, and that's part of why Pikachu is so valuable. And we unfortunately don't usually see those cards in America. So when we get American Pikachus that are very unique like that, they do tend to spike in price.
If you want to, yeah, I'm pumped now. I don't know anything about Pokemon, so Dr. Lori, I'll tell you, I know nothing. So when you start talking about characters, except for Pikachu, I know nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Okay, see, right there validates what I just said. Nobody knows anything about Pokemon except Pikachu. Everybody recognizes Pikachu. People probably recognize Pikachu more than they recognize the Mona Lisa.
Complex, I have to say. You know, there's the wizard, there's the game.
Okay, I have no idea what she's talking about here. It's very complex. There's the wizard, there's the game. Is she talking about when Wizards of the Coast used to own Pokemon? Because we all know in the community that Wizards of the Coast owned Pokemon up to a point before the Pokemon Company International purchased it back from Wizards and then began to distribute their own product again at that point. So, like, does she just not understand what she just said at that point? I don't know.
You know, and recently, as you guys talked about earlier, $347,000 is what was paid for one of the illustrator cards, a trainer card. And that card, there were only 41 of them ever made.
Okay, I'm going to stop right here because this is one of the points that she touched on where she was closely accurate, but still slightly inaccurate. Okay. She is right. The last time an Illustrator Pikachu sold, an Illustrator Pikachu trainer card sold, was for $375,000, and it was over a year. It was almost a year ago. I think it was over a year ago. I think it was late January, early February of 2021. That was the last time an Illustrator Pikachu sold. Okay. The other thing on top of that is there are only 39 copies of Illustrator Pikachu. Okay. And only 10 of which at this time that this article was written that I pulled up, at this time, only 10 of which were graded by PSA. Okay. So she was pretty close on that one. She was a little off. She said 41. There's 39. So we'll go back to this real quick.
So that
Some crazy big number right now. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry to interrupt. My heart's starting to beat a little bit though.
that's okay. I mean, but it was sold. Who it was sold by is equally important. It was sold by one of the four guys who developed the rules for the game. So that becomes relatively important too when you're looking at value. But getting back to Mike's,
Who's selling the card affecting its value is subjective because the card itself is what's valuable, not the person selling the card. We saw this with the man known as Gary King of Pokemon, the guy who is the most Charizard rich owner of all, more Charizards than anything in the world, I believe. Gary sold a Charizard to Logan Paul that Logan Paul had regraded, and it came back a 10 through Beckett. It's a Beckett Black Label 10. And it was a big controversy because this same Charizard, Gary had appraised himself and had appraised it with PSA and had appraised it with Beckett multiple times to try to get it regraded because he believed, along with other people, that this card did not deserve the grade that it was currently sitting at with PSA, and it was believed that the card did deserve a Beckett 10, and multiple times, I believe at least 2 times, Beckett said, no, it's not a Beckett 10. So it was a big controversy that Gary could not get a Beckett 10 for this card, so he sells it to Logan Paul as one of his more pristine Charizards. Logan Paul somehow manages to get a Beckett 10 for this card. I hate that I've said his name this many times in this video. I'm sorry. Don't sue me for using your name. I swear I'm not slandering. And so I'm just trying to state the facts here. Okay? Those are facts. The facts is there are controversies behind it. If it's proven, it's not proven. we don't know. A lot of people have since been skeptical of Beckett. There's a lot of scandal behind grading companies in general, and there's a lot of people who have reason for not, trusting one grading company over another, and that tends to be a little bit more personal. So, who is selling the card may only just add credibility to the validity of the card itself. Okay. You're obviously going to feel like you're more likely to buy a real first edition base set Shadowless Charizard from Gary, King of Pokemon, than you are from your neighbor down the street who said they found it in their attic. Okay. That to you, you're like, oh, this guy here, he is the Charizard King. He knows Charizards. I feel like what I'm getting from him is going to be the real deal compared to the guy down the street. Okay. So, other than it adding validity, adding value is subjective. There was actually even a time where Gary had a Charizard that was autographed by Arita, who is the artist of Charizard, and said, and it was a very controversial statement. I'm not taking sides on this. That the signature of the artist of the card, like one of the most famous cards in all of Pokemon history, meant very little. So, if the artist who drew that piece of artwork and signed it doesn't really increase the value of the card, what makes you think the person selling the card increases it? Because I have seen people in our community who are the actual champions, people who are world champion, first place masterclass Pokemon players, selling their prizes, their trophies, their cards that they won themselves, that you can go and verify for yourself on Pokemon's website or on any Wikipedia or Google. You can see for yourself that this person was the champion in this year and now they're selling their trophy from that year. Does that make that trophy worth more because that person who won it is selling it? Or is it going to still be worth more later down the line when the person who bought it from the original owner sells it? So again, the original owner making that card more valuable is subjective.
Card. Mike's cards, in fact, that Pikachu promo card, and it has all of the different symbols and all the different stuff that you're looking for, colored stars and diamonds and promos and all of this stuff that we look for, hologram. That particular card.
Did y'all catch that she said hologram a second time? Okay. The colored stars and diamonds and things. It has all the symbols that we're looking for.
And here's where your $350 offer was way too low.
Okay. So, Bobby Bones offered to buy Mike D's Pokemon collection from him for $350. That's what they're talking about right now.
Card alone with one card. That one card is worth $500.
Okay. One card right there is worth $500, is her claim. So we're going to stop right there for a second. I happen to have some cards in front of me because I'm a nerd, and at any point in time while streaming or working at my desk, there are Pokemon cards within arm's reach because I'm usually building decks, or somebody texts me and goes, hey, I need a couple of this card for my deck. Do you have any? And everything is literally underneath my desk on shelves, ready to build decks at any time. So these are just some of the cards that are just sitting within arm's reach that I pulled out for other people to build decks with. Just throwing one out there. This card here, this is Melanie, okay? And Melanie is an uncommon. And you know how you tell Melanie's an uncommon? She has a black diamond, okay? The diamond right there symbol, that means uncommon, okay? So moving on, let me see what else I have in here. Okay, here we go. This right here, this is a Magcargo. This Magcargo has a black star, okay? A star means that it's rare, okay? There are different levels of rarity, okay? So now we're moving on to this right here. This is a Glaceon V. This Glaceon V has a white star. That means, and it's a foil star too on top of that, okay? That means it's like, I want to say ultra rare, but they go up from there. In fact, where's my book? I have a book right here somewhere, don't I? I guess I don't have a book directly in front of me. Thought I did. Maybe I have it in here. Yeah, here we go. Here's a book. Okay. So here's a book for Celebrations. For Celebrations, which was the newest set that came out, it shows you the rarities right here in a collector book where your Black Star is rare, and then you have your holo rare, and then you have ultra rare, and then you have holo rare V's, which is that foil Glaceon V that I just showed you, and then you have holo rare V Maxes, and then you have secret rares. Okay, secret rares are basically anything where the number goes over what the set number is. So everything in this set was rare or better. So this is probably not the best set to use an example because there was no commons or uncommons. I don't even know if I have a common card in this stack that I can show you. Let me see. I don't think so. I don't think there's a common card in this stack. I think they're all rares, holo rares and such. Okay, but a common card is going to have a black circle in that corner where you saw the diamond or the star. And something new for the last few sets now, in these last few sets, for anybody watching this, there is now a regulation mark. Let me see if I can get my camera to focus on that instead of on my hand. Come on, focus. Work with me here. I don't know if I can get it to work. It's trying to focus in on me, I'm sorry. But right there, there it is. Right next to the set symbol. The set symbol is the one all the way in the corner. That image shows what set it's from. That symbol right there is particularly for Chilling Reign. And then there's a little number in a square, or a little letter in a square right next to that. That is your regulation mark. That's for people who play the game to know which cards are legal in which format. Okay, and then it has a number right there. I believe this one says 146 out of 198. That shows you what number this card is in that set. And then you have your rarity symbol right next to that. In this case, it's a black diamond, which means it's uncommon. A black circle would mean common. So yeah, 146 out of 198, Chilling Reign. Okay, just to give you a breakdown of the symbols on cards. Now, the card that she's talking about specifically, I'm gonna open up my binder. Here's my credentials, by the way. I don't have a PhD in art history. This is my PhD right here. Every single card on this page here, I am the original owner of. I earned every single one of these cards myself, okay, by going to the movie, whether it was the first movie or the second movie, or by going to the Pokemon League and earning them with stamps. Do y'all remember that? Back in the day when they gave you a little booklet and you had to play so many games and do so many challenges and they gave you little stamps in your booklet. And then when you filled up enough stamps, you got either a little pin or you got a promo card or something, okay? The card she's talking about is this one right here. This first movie promo Pikachu right here, okay? You see right there in the corner, it has a little black star that says promo, okay? That was something that a lot of promo cards, particularly in the Wizards of the Coast era, did. And instead of a rarity symbol or a set symbol in the corner there, it has a number. I don't know if it's going to focus, but it has a number. There it is. Okay, that number says 4 because this was number 4 in that particular set, okay? So there it is, guys. Wizards of the Coast promo set. The first 4 up here, these are the first movie promos that Wizards of the Coast put out, okay? And then the Dragonite on the next row. Sorry, I'm looking at it because I'm getting nostalgic. That's the card that she claims is worth $500. Okay? I don't know who's calling me. It's nobody important. So that's the card that she claims is worth $500. Where she got this number from is absolutely beyond me. She does not cite sources. She does not cite anything particular about this card being like a misprint or anything like that. And I'm going to show you my sources. That card, in that condition, if it's mint, if it's like absolutely mint, which we all know that cards don't necessarily come out of the pack mint. So they label them, typically as near mint, or, sometimes lightly played. So we all know that, again, they don't always come out of the pack mint. Just because you took it out of the pack and put it straight in your binder and it's been there and you've never touched it doesn't make it mint condition. Okay, here's my sources. My sources estimate that card at about $10. That's a drastic difference from $500, isn't it? And I'm going to give you those sources. You ready? Super easy. Everybody in the Pokemon community and probably any other TCG community knows these sources. You ready? It's a big one. TCG Player. TCGplayer.com. Right here. Pikachu movie promo. Same one I just showed you. Same one right here in Mike D's picture, right? Okay. Pikachu movie promo. So let's just look at the statistics here on the Pikachu promo. Even at its highest value, which was late December last year, it was sitting at about $12. Okay. The market price shows it's still sitting at about $10, with your listed median price being at about $9. Okay. And then this shows your latest sales right here. A damaged one, a near mint one sold yesterday for $10. Okay. So what I did was, I apparently didn't do it on here, but I went through all these pages on my phone until I found a listing for one, an active listing at this point that says near mint. Because we're going to assume every single one of those cards in that binder is near mint. I'm not going to say they're lightly played. Okay, right here. Near mint. $9.98 with free shipping over $35. Which means there's probably $1 to $3 of shipping on this card. $10, couple dollars shipping for this card that she claims is worth $500. Okay, this is where the Logan Paul effect is happening. Okay, and it's not just him anymore. It's these other people who claim to be experts, like Collectibles Guru, who think they know what these things are worth, who are in it only for money, who don't know anything about the hobby itself, who haven't been in it, who don't bleed Pokemon like most of us do. Okay? When I reach out to somebody and I say, hey, I'd love to appraise this collection for you and I don't want any money for my trouble, I just want to help you know what it's worth so that if somebody wants to offer you money, you don't get ripped off. Or if you're looking to sell it so that, you know, other collectors and people who really love this have a chance to get it for a fair price. You know, I don't know how many times I've middlemaned for sales and taken no commission because I'm in this hobby because I love it. I play Pokemon because I love Pokemon, and I have loved Pokemon since I was 8 years old, okay? Right here on my desk, look at this, right here. This is a Nintendo Switch game case. This is a Nintendo Switch case. You can't buy these in stores. You know where I got these? I ordered them from Japan because I'm crazy like that, because I loved these and I was like, oh my God, you can't find these anywhere in America and I have to have them. So I ordered them from Japan, okay? Obviously, I have my card right here in front of me, my Jolteon, my favorite Pokemon. I love Pokemon so much, I love Jolteon so much that I had it permanently inked on my body, okay? And I would love to show you that, but it would require me taking my pants off, and I'm not going to do that on stream because that will definitely get me banned. All right? So, oh, you know, that reminds me. I got to redeem this code by January 31st. See, I've got codes sitting here that I haven't even redeemed yet because I've got so much Pokemon stuff around me at all times. Okay, I have a chinchilla in the next room named Pikachu. I have 2 axolotls in a tank outside the door named Wooper and Mudkip. Okay, this is what I do because I love it. Within arm's reach, at pretty much any time, is a competitive deck so that I can play. And you can ask my husband this; he'll vouch for me. I don't leave my house and go anywhere without a competitive deck, because I know when I go to other towns, I'm going to their card shops and their game stores and looking at what they have for sale and talking to other people in the community. And if I have time or somebody's there, hey, you want to play a game? You want to sit down and play? Okay. This goes with me everywhere I go because I never know who I'm going to run into and play. My purse is sitting on the chair behind me. I'm sorry about the stacks of boxes and stuff that you can kind of see in the background. I'm working on a friend of mine's wedding bouquets, so that's what's in all the boxes. It's not Pokemon stuff. But I mean, I'm giving you guys my credentials. I don't have a PhD, but if you go to school for 8 to 10 years and learn about something for that long and earn a PhD, I would think 25 years would be long enough to earn me a PhD in Pokemon, okay? I'm a certified professor. I fought for that title because Pokemon kept losing my background check. I fought for that title for 2 years, okay? I'm a certified professor. I'm a certified judge. Um, I constantly am in the top 3 ranking in my own locals. I've gone to regionals. I compete online. I stream Pokemon regularly, okay? I know this hobby, and for the most part, I know what I'm talking about. And when I don't know what I'm talking about, I reach out to other people that I know do know what they're talking about, okay? So now I'm just showing you right here. This is TCG Player, okay? Here's eBay. This is what cards are currently listed for on eBay. Okay? Right here, $5. You know, that one's probably not in good condition. $10. All right? But remember, I told you it's not what the cards are listed at. It's what they're selling for. Because what they're listed at is probably not what people are paying for them. Okay? So you go and you check your sold listings right here. A PSA 9 sold yesterday for $50. That is a PSA 9 graded card for $50. I can't even imagine. I mean, if a PSA 10 is worth double that, that's still only $100 card. Okay? But in raw condition, you can see this is all over the place. These are all $1, $10. Okay, here it is. PSA 10 Gem Mint WB First Movie WotC Blackstar promo card. Sold for $200. That's a PSA 10 sold for $200. And she's over here saying $500 for that card raw in his binder right now as it is. She is grossly misrepresenting this hobby the same way that many other people who claim to be experts do, okay? So let's get back to the video and see what else she has to say.
Nice.
Yeah. I got that card when I went to see the movie. I'm gonna be honest. I'll probably stretch over $25,000 on that.
Oh, God.
Okay. Well, big card. She threw a 300,000 number out there and then it was 500. Okay. I'm sorry.
That's a nice card. That's a nice card. Now, that card, of course, will increase in value over time. Right now, you're seeing a lull in the collectibles market. And, of course, everybody...
Yes, you are kind of seeing a lull in the collectibles market, but not for the reasons that she probably thinks. It's because scalpers are finally realizing there's not as much money in it as they thought. But when you have people like this who get on here and grossly misrepresent the value of cards, that's what causes scalper spikes.
going to run now that we see this big number for that Illustrator card that just sold, that, 375
The Illustrator card that just sold over a year ago.
$5,000 number. Other cards have...
Also, it sold within the community, and it was not something that was widely known about, so it's not something that drove up the spiking value of Pokemon cards. Okay? What drives up the spiking value of Pokemon cards and causes a scalper effect like is basically what happened when we saw with the Logan Paul effect. Because somebody famous said, basically represented something that, was kind of a niche thing, and then he had an expert say, oh yeah, that's worth a lot of money. And because of his name and who he is and how well known he is, that's what caused it to go crazy.
Have to be really perfect. They have to be in pristine condition and no creases, and the text has to be good. It has to be a very sharp print, on that card. Lot has to happen to make it pretty valuable, but 350, I don't know. I think Mike's going to need to take all you guys out to lunch.
Okay, she's not wrong about the grading. It does have to be pristine. A crease will get you like an automatic 4 to 6 on a lot of things, okay? But they look for so much more than creases and pristine text, because you believe it or not, text that isn't pristine can actually get you what's called a misprint grade, which some people collect misprints, and misprints can actually be more valuable. But they look for things like on the back of your card here on the blue, they look for whitening on the edges, okay? Is there whitening along the edges? And sometimes they come out of the pack, factory fresh, out of the pack with whitening on the edges because the cut was just bad. So automatically, right out of the pack, a card that's never been touched by human hands, you're the first person to ever open it and touch it, you put it in a sleeve, you think it's a PSA 10, it's not because it was cut bad, okay? Another thing that may cause a bad cut is your borders, okay? They look at your borders. You know, are your borders even all the way around? Is it thicker on the top or the bottom? Same thing on the front. Is it thicker on the top, the bottom, the sides? They look at how even that border is. That's part of what affects your PSA grade. And a lot of people out there, they don't know that. They think, oh my God, I just pulled this card, this really rare, valuable card, mint out of a pack. I'm going to send it off and have it graded. It's going to be a 10. I'm going to sell it for a lot of money. That's not necessarily the case.
Okay. What else we got here?
All right. What else we got? We've got a Mew card, which is relatively unusual. We've got another bunch of Pikachu. I'll just stay on Pikachu for a minute. We've got two other Pikachu cards in just the compilation. You sent me 5 sort of sleeves of cards to look at. And in looking at them all, the Pikachu was a nice card, but not worth as much as the one that he got when he went to the movie. Because, you know, the movies and the contests and the tournaments are really what makes it what everybody's looking for if you were in that realm, in that arena at that time.
Okay, she's not wrong there. Those Pikachus are not worth as much as the movie promo, more than likely. Let's just take a look at that to verify. She is talking about, again, we looked at that there. It's these two Pikachus right here. These are not Red Cheeks Pikachus. These are not first edition. These are unlimited Pikachus. So let's see what those are going for. Let's find them. Here it is. Nope, that's Evolutions Pikachu. Maybe they're Evolutions Pikachus. I don't know. I can't see the symbol on them. Okay, but if they're base set Pikachus, they're only worth a few dollars a piece. Okay, base set Pikachu, unlimited, not first edition. Let's see what a near mint one sold yesterday for $3. Okay, so yeah, it's not worth nearly $10, but in her mind, she probably thinks it's not worth nearly $500. She's not wrong on either front, I guess.
So the other Pikachu ones are also a couple $100, but
okay, so right there, she just said the other Pikachu ones are worth a couple $100. Obviously, we just showed that that is incorrect. Obviously. Do I really need to Google? Do I need to look it up on eBay, or are you just going to trust that TCG Player goes, you know, what it says right here? That's that Pikachu, assuming it's base set Pikachu and not Evolutions Pikachu, which is actually cheaper.
there was the Mewtwo card. And the Mewtwo card was also, and the Mew card and the Mewtwo card were also promo cards. And those cards are important for a couple of reasons. Now, his cards have shadows. So
okay, so the Mewtwo and the Mew cards are promo cards. She's talking about more movie promo cards. And when she's talking about shadows, she's talking about, let's go back to right here. This shadow right here on the border. Okay, that's what she's talking about. Shadow. Shadowless, for anybody in the community who knows, the cards that did not have this shadow in the first print run were the ones that were the most valuable because that was a symbol, a sign that was your first print run. Okay, so cards with shadows are automatically not as valuable as shadowless.
So you're saying, oh, they have shadows. So those of you who don't know much about the cards, they actually added a little shadow around the boxes where the actual pocket monster is. The picture of the pocket monster. If you look over to the, I know you're laughing at me. You're laughing at me because you're thinking, how the heck does she know all this Picayune stuff? And I know it about everything.
Did she say how the heck does she know all this Picayune stuff? I'm having like a brain meltdown right now.
Everything, because this is all I do. I have no family, I have no kids, I have no husband. This is all I do.
Okay. This is all you do, along with all of the other antiques and things that you appraise and sell. Okay. Pokemon is not your thing. It's not her thing. Okay. She is not a Pokemon specialist. Obviously, we saw what her PhD is. Her PhD is in art history, okay? She appraises antiques and historical pieces of art. That is her expertise and her specialty, not Pokemon. And apparently also Beanie Babies too, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend I know anything about Beanie Babies. I don't. I've seen some articles and I've read some things on them. And I remember the Beanie Baby market from when I was a kid, but I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert or specialist on Beanie Babies, okay? Uh, if I wanted to know about Beanie Babies, I would go to somebody who specialized in Beanie Babies, okay? If you drive a Mercedes, you don't take it to the Chevy dealership to get repaired. I'm sure their mechanic knows about cars and can probably change your oil just fine, but you're going to take it to the Mercedes dealer for repairs, okay? You're going to take it to the guy who knows your car.
So, but having said that, that particular card, the Mewtwo card, and the Mew cards come in around $450 each.
Okay. The Mewtwo card and the Mew card. We're just going to continue to break this down some more. All right. Here's the Mew card. It's Ancient Mew. Okay. Just going to throw this out there. Let's see here. Oh, hey, look at that. I got one right there. Huh. See that right there? I got one right there. Yep. Yep, that sure looks like is that $450 right there? Let me take that out and take a good look at it. Does that look like $450 to any of you guys? Okay. Now, the thing with these Ancient Mew cards, okay, which I do have one in my closet that is kind of valuable. It is the Japanese Ancient Mew is the one I have in my closet. And it's in the original Japanese binder that came with the card for the second movie in Japan, okay? The reason this one is in my binder is because one, it's the American version, and two, it's actually damaged, and it just makes a nice display piece in my binder, okay? So, this card, let's see. I wonder if it goes by Ancient Mew, or if it's just Mew. Oh, it goes by Ancient Mew. Alright. A Near Mint one sold today for $33.50. $33.50. Let's skip ahead and see if we can find them. Yep, here they are. Near Mint. $35. $35. $32. $36. Under $40 card. Okay. Let's see if we can still find one in the sleeve. Because these things still sell sleeved and packaged all the time. Here we go. Sealed. Ancient Mew movie promo. Right here. Okay. So, now, here's where I will say I do believe that there is a misprint. Ancient Mew. Let me check that. Here's some miscut ones. Okay, here's the Nintendo error Ancient Mew. Now, the error on that one, let's see if I can show you if they have a good shot of it. There was an error in the Nintendo text. Yeah, here it is, right here. Nintedo. Okay. Nintedo. It's missing an N in Nintendo. And I do believe that was the first run of them. So there is an error version of this card that exists. Okay. This one is not the error version. Mine has the full word Nintendo. This is the one that's missing the N. And you can see that this one, an error, $60. Just slightly more than what they're selling for not an error. Let's see what they're going for graded. PSA 9 error, sold for $250 a few days ago, January 22nd. PSA 9, $240. That's a graded one, not a raw one like Mike D has in his binder right now, okay? Let's look at the Mewtwo. Yeah, let's look at the Mewtwo. Let's look at the Mewtwo. I don't remember where this goes in my binder now. I think it was over here. Or it was over here. I don't know. I don't remember. I'll have to look up where that goes in my binder. Because I don't remember where Ancient Mew sits in the... I have everything numbered in order. Okay. So let's look at this Mewtwo right here. Let's say it's this Mewtwo she's talking about, because she said it was a promo Mewtwo, right? So this Mewtwo right here, promo Mewtwo. $450 Mewtwo. Oh, look at that. I happen to have one right here. Yep. Had it for probably about 20 years. I'll take mine out of the sleeve and take a look at it. It's not pristine. It's got a couple little marks on the back. You know, I was a kid. I played with my cards. I used them in decks, okay? So, here it is. Promo Mewtwo. The same one in the sleeve right there. Let's see here. What it's going for. Oh, here it is. WotC promo, Mewtwo. Look like the same one to you guys? See a price tag anywhere? It says $400. Near mint one sold 2 days ago for $6.40. Another one sold for $5. Market value says it's about a $6 card. And it's shot up recently. Probably because of this video, okay? It shot up to $6 recently. Otherwise, prior to this, it was about a $5 card. If you look at the price where it is. It's been in the last 3 months. Okay, this is a 3-month chart right here. TCG Player does some work. They put in a lot of work for you. Or their algorithm puts in a lot of work. Okay, let's see here. A lightly played one for $3.60. Lightly played, lightly played. Trying to find a near mint listing. Like an active near mint listing. Here we go. Near mint, $6.75. Oops. Shouldn't have clicked on that. $6.75. Okay. I gotta learn how to type. Mewtwo WotC promo. Not this one. This one. Look, listed for 99 cents on eBay right now with an active bid. See? All about $10. Yeah, I could look for near mints this way easier, but here's some graded ones, okay? Let's see what grade 10s are. Not the same Mewtwo. Not the same Mewtwo. Let's see. See if we can find a Mewtwo. Just scrolling through. These are actually the first movie Mewtwo's. I don't see a graded one listed, but I think my point is proven on that. Look, here's another sealed Ancient Mew. These are all well under $100 for these cards. Well under $100. So let's continue.
Those are nice.
Let's go, like this.
How many did you have?
I have two. You idiot.
Then what you have is you have the Slowpoke card. Now remember, you got the basic Pokemon cards, and the Pikachus were wizard cards, and so was the Mew card. It was a wizard card. So that's because
I think I finally figured out when she says wizard, she means Wizards of the Coast. Those were Wizards of the Coast cards. because that's the company who printed Pokemon at that time.
Becomes important as well, which category of pocket monsters or Pokemon there are. Now, you guys made me work kind of hard because I had to brush up on my Japanese too. I had to. Some of you have some Japanese cards that are relatively rare as well. Those come in about the $50 to $100 range. You know, like $50, $85, something like that for most of them. And then there's Slowpoke.
Okay, I never saw images of the Japanese cards, so I don't know which one she's talking about. But since Japanese cards they get listed on TCG Player sporadically, they'll tell you if they're Japanese, and they'll have a price that's usually lower than what the American version is. More accurate Japanese prices are found on eBay, okay? I have a binder full of Japanese cards myself, so I know.
What do you think Slowpoke's worth, Mike D?
I would say maybe $200.
Yeah, Slowpoke's worth about $40. So
Okay, she just said Slowpoke is worth about $40. This Slowpoke right here, guys. This one right here. This is a Rocket Slowpoke, and it is a first edition, okay? I did look this one up earlier, so I probably should have had it pulled up and ready to go, but I'm just going to show you exactly what I did right here. Team Rocket Slowpoke. Okay, there it is. Just to make sure, see, it's the same one right here. Same one, right? Okay, we want to find a first edition because there's unlimited and then there's first edition. So you can see right here, these are the prices for the unlimited ones. I don't remember how many pages in I went before I found first edition in Near Mint, but Near Mint Unlimited, lightly played. Okay, lightly played first editions right here. Here's a listing for 4 of them. 4 lightly played first editions, all around 50 cents. Okay, 50 cents. But let's just say that that card is pristine and it is a Near Mint card. So let's find a Near Mint first edition right here. Near Mint first edition on sale right now. You can go on TCG Player and buy that exact same card for 63 cents. Shipping is probably $1. You're probably going to spend $1. I think I looked this one up and shipping was like 70-something cents. For $1.50, you can buy the exact same card she just claimed is worth $40. Okay? Let's see. Let's type first edition Rocket Slowpoke. Wow. This guy's got a bunch of them. He's got both arts, too. First edition Slowpoke, Rocket. Somebody's actually spending that kind of money on it from the United Kingdom. They're crazy. First, somebody actually bid on that. It was $6. It may have been somebody overseas who bought it and didn't have to spend that kind of money on shipping, because that's crazy. That's absolutely unheard of. $2, 60-cent shipping. $2.50. And this one's listed as Near Mint. Near Mint. These are first editions. You can see that. Exact same card.
right. So you start to see where you really have to assess the market, because there are folks who want to, of course, sort of drive the values up, even though they're not selling for that.
Did she really just say you have to sort of assess the market because there's folks who want to drive the price up? You have to assess the market. You have to assess the market right here. Is this not the market? There's folks who want to drive the price up? You mean like people who claim to be experts? People who have a PhD in art history who claim to be experts on Pokemon cards? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just messing with you. You're right. I'm totally just trolling you right now. I'm just saying, like, people like this drive the market with people who are ignorant of what these cards are actually worth. She has these people in the studio believing that he has a binder worth a few grand. When in reality, that $350 offer he received might have been accurate.
Much. So this is what we tend to see. You had some that were just $5, $10, $40, under $50, let's say it that way.
Oh, you mean most of the cards in the binder, probably?
But others, for the most part, you had some pretty good winners on those first ones. So
If those were the pretty good winners, then this binder wasn't worth anywhere close to $350.
I was kind of impressed by just a little bit of your collection that I saw, because I'm guessing that you have more than 5 or 6 sleeves of Pokemon cards.
You were impressed by just the little bit you saw there? You were impressed by that? You were impressed by that? You're impressed by that? Huh? Huh? That's what's impressive to you? How about this? Any of this? Any of this? No? No? That's not good for you? No? That's not doing it for you? How about this one? How about this binder? This binder doing it for you? This one here? How about this one? This one does it for you? You impressed here? Is that impressive to you? I have a friend who may or may not even be watching right now that has a binder that is worth about $2,500, anywhere from $2,500 to $4,000. We have not assessed the cards in it recently. It's a personal collection of his, and his binder is worth minimum $2,500. Prices fluctuate a little bit on those cards, but not much. Most of them are continuing to go up. You were impressed by cards that you didn't even know what they were worth.
Most Pokemon collectors do.
So, with what Mike sent you, he's got about $2,000 worth of cards there.
Oh, probably a little more than that, but yeah, I would say $2,500 worth of cards easily. Yeah.
Wrong. And I just showed you how that's wrong.
Mike, I will trade you my Beanie Babies for your cards.
Not to keep the cards.
I think they're done with the
Listen, I
Pokemon
didn't know
discussion
it
at this
pays
point.
so much to be a dork, and you want to know how big a dork Mike is? He has it in a Pokemon binder. Like, I mean, dork alert! Nerd alert! Hey, let's walk in and you want the chick be flying away from you when you walk in with this thing. Dude, you look pretty. Sorry, but congratulations.
I don't know. I gotta say this.
I mean, I've never seen a bigger nerd that he actually has a binder that is Pokemon on the outside.
This is him being jealous.
I know, but it's like he's about to be like, I'm so happy for my, and then he got turned.
All right, Mike, I'm just going to throw this one out there. I would have totally hit on you because that's cool to me. Like, somebody who's into Pokemon cards, I think that's cool. It was one of the coolest things about my husband that he was into Pokemon, that he loved to open packs with me, that he loved to play the card game with me, that he collects Pokemon video games. That's kind of his thing more than the cards is video games. Okay? This is how my husband proposed to me, with a custom Pokemon card. All right? So, call him a nerd all you want. There's some chicks out there that are going to dig that.
And went like, I'm gonna attack. Also, Mike D's married.
There you go. Mike D's married. Nerds are hot, guys.
Dr. Lori, so
Yeah.
I've been talking on the air. You and I referenced before you came on for a second. I have something that we have found at my house.
Okay, so I think they're done talking about Pokemon
It's
cards
on my
now.
website, find a value, send a photo, you can do that. A lot of fun to look at, and he has a good collection, and of course, keeping them in pristine condition and adding to the collection as you can will only increase in value. That's true. That's true.
Mike, the value has gone up 351. At Dr. Lori V on Instagram.
You should.
Going to like Goodwill and finding Pokemon cards and buying them.
Do you know? I mean,
That's a legitimate thing. People do go to secondhand stores and find Pokemon cards and buy them, and sometimes they do find really rare and valuable cards. I have a friend who recently found a whole box. Dude's behind on the times. Nerd is super trendy nowadays. It isn't the social death sentence it was even before time. Yeah, you remember back in the day we had those stickers and patches and stuff that said I was uncool before uncool was cool. It's true. Okay? We were nerds. Like, y'all should see some of my high school photos. I didn't always wear makeup or do my hair, you know?
I gotta tell you, I teach a lot of people what to find at Goodwill and in thrift stores. You know, because I've done it.
Yeah, I have a friend who recently found, I think he found a whole tin full of vintage packs, paid like $25 for the whole tin. There's tons of people on YouTube, Froggy Flips, some of the other guys who do flips. They know about, somewhat about Pokemon cards. They mostly know video games and other things. They go to garage sales and they drive around the country and they go to game stores and stuff and they buy stuff that they can flip. And sometimes they find really good deals at yard sales and Goodwill and stuff like that. Salvation Army and whatever. But a lot of these places are catching on to the fact that these are really valuable things. And sometimes they get in just fairly common cards that really aren't that valuable. And because they know the hype is up right now, they mark them up because they can make more money on them.
Just a long time. I'll teach you what to find, how to research.
Please no high school photos. I've spent a long time erasing those from memory, namely yours. All right. I've known you since high school, and you were a good-looking guy in high school. Maybe you didn't see it, but you were a good-looking guy in high school. Girls liked you, okay? You just were not confident enough in yourself to see that girls liked you, okay? I know for a fact that myself and some other girls had crushes on you.
Sell it. People are making a lot of money following me.
And
I want them to make it. I want them to succeed. Why not?
That's great that a lot of people make money following her, but I don't think a lot of people make the money following her on a lot of the things. And it might be because she's driving a false market, but it could be because she has actual knowledge of things that are actually valuable. I'm not going to decredit her on all her sources. She's probably right on a lot of things. This is not one of those things.
Put this information up on your Instagram or on the website, right?
I will.
At Dr. Lori V on Instagram. Dr. Lori, thank you. I'm sure we will find some.
Okay, so Dr. Lori V, you can go to her website. You can send her pictures. She can appraise things for you. Yeah, here, send your photos. I'm kind of tempted to send a photo in. Should we do that another time? Send her a photo and see what she thinks something I have is worth. Should we do that? Send photos, get report. If your antique is not worth $59, Dr. Lori tells you at no charge. Should we do that? Should I pull up one of my cards that's worth like $25 or less and send it to her and be like, hey, what do you think this is worth? And go from there. We should try that, right? Is that dirty? Maybe I won't do that. That seems dirty. All right. Anyway, guys, I think that's about it. I think we've covered all our bases. There was something she had written. I know there was a place on her website here. She had specifically Pokemon cards listed. Let me see if I can find the article. I might have clicked out of it. Here it is, Pokemon cards. Pokemon card values, okay? Pokemon with its origins in Japanese anime art. It's not wrong, but the way she phrases it makes me laugh. And trading card collecting category that has intrigued many for decades, including Pokemon card values. Today, Pokemon trading cards can bring major money from collectors who are seeking out pocket monsters such as Pikachu, Ivysaur, Bulbasaur, Oddish, Mew, Wigglytuff, Primeape, to name a few. Why does Primeape get named? When a popular collectible sells for big bucks, like the 1998 Pokemon Illustrator Unnumbered trading card that sold for a record $375,000 in 2021, people take notice. The card brought so much money in the collector's market that was special because only a few were made and because it was only awarded to select winners for various Pokemon card illustration contests, which, by the way, they are having another illustration contest, and I need to quit being a slacker and get my image submitted. Best award winners received 20 copies of a card with their submitted illustration. 20 more entrants received one of these cards. 2 other contests were held. Illustrator card had its errors of sorts too. Had the word illustrator at the top instead of trainer. It's not an error, okay? They did that on purpose. The card is a unique pen symbol on the card in the lower right and is commonly known as Pikachu Illustrator. The pen symbol is found on the lower right of the corner where other less rare symbols are usually depicted on Pokemon cards. These Japanese promotional Pokemon or Pocket Monster cards have a double star, which points to rarity 2. The Pokemon card that broke a sales record was one of only 41. It's 39 cards of its type, and it has provenance that connected it to a collection of one of the 4 people who developed the rules of the complex Pokemon trading card company. The card was sold by Yuichi Kono and has been previously estimated to be worth 100,000 nearly 10 years earlier. These factors impact appraised Pokemon card values. Many people, whether or not they consider themselves Pokemon collectors, give collections a second look when Pokemon trading cards command such big money on the collections market. They look at their own collections and survey what they have stored or scrolled away in drawers, binders, boxes, etc. What you need to know in order to spot a valuable card. Read on. Okay, so like the first couple of paragraphs were all about this Illustrator Pikachu card. Condition of Pokemon cards. When it comes to evaluating Pokemon card values, there's a lot to know. First things first, the market likes graded cards, and the grading systems aid in establishing market criteria for a large market like Pokemon trading cards. For instance, PSA graded cards typically bring value cards, and excellent condition can bring high values too. Yes and no. A PSA 4 base set Shadowless Charizard is still going to be worth more money than a PSA 10 common card. What actually constitutes a card in excellent condition, a Pokemon's card condition will impact a card's value. For any Pokemon cards, the important characteristics of the card can include a clear printed image, clear printed text, clear printed fonts, clear printed symbols, thickness of the card, no creases, no tears or rips, no loss of print ink. They also look at things like no whitening on the edges, how well centered the card is. Okay, fake Pokemon cards. For instance, some Pokemon cards are faked in many ways in order to look like the real thing. These fake cards may show inferior print quality or thin, low-quality cardstock on which they're printed. Fake Pokemon cards may have text or printed letters that are not sharp or crisp. Text on fake cards may be blurry or lightly printed. Fake Pokemon cards are often printed onto cardstock that is thin or low quality, possibly even see-through. Be careful of imitations, as only authentic Pokemon cards are desired by collectors, and only those cards bring high values. Unless it's Caterpie EX. People love that Caterpie EX for some reason. Have you guys seen what Caterpie EX looks like? Let me find it. There it is. People love this card. This is one of the most well-known fake cards. It's the Caterpie EX Charizard card. It's hilarious. But other than that Caterpie EX, I mean, you see fake cards that look pretty good and proxy cards that look really good. Fakes are getting a lot better. There's even been instances of fakes getting graded. So, errors on Pokemon cards are of interest to some collectors, including spelling errors, formatting issues, misprints, or obvious mistakes. These cards are of interest to seasoned collectors. There is a market for error cards. First edition Pokemon cards are typically worth more than later edition. That's true. Symbols on Pokemon trading cards, which stands for pocket monsters, impact Pokemon card values as they indicate information about gameplay and rarity of certain cards at the bottom of the card. These are the symbols. They don't really indicate information about the... Have you seen the fake cards for Yu-Gi-Oh! That are designed after the anime? No. But I'm gonna Google it now when I'm done with this. Oh, you mean like the proxies that people make that are kind of, you know, NSFW? Diamonds are uncommons, stars are rares, circles are commons. The diamond symbols are sought after when it comes to Pokemon trading cards. Star symbols along with diamond symbols demonstrate greater rarity than circle symbols. Star symbols come in various colors, including the commonly seen black stars, while white stars are less common than black stars. It's the gold stars that are highly sought after and rare. These symbols are found at the bottom of the trading cards. Also at the bottom of Pokemon cards at lower right is a fraction number such as 10 or 102, which reveals the set from which a Pokemon card derives. Look for these numerical clues in order to find value in your Pokemon trading card collection. Yeah, sometimes that helps. Here's that word again. Hologram. There's that word again, guys. Holograms, shadows, and Pokemon imagery. Pokemon cards not only provide information about gameplay like HP, hit health points, or the strength and weakness of certain pocket monsters, but a certain design or look of a Pokemon card can impact its value. For instance, Pokemon cards with holograms attract collectors and command high values in the marketplace. Pokemon card values are determined by the environment in which a Pokemon is pictured. For instance, Pikachu may be shown in various locales and performing various tasks. Shadows have become a point of interest with Pokemon trading card collectors too. After the initial print run of base set of Pokemon cards, a design element was added to enhance the three-dimensionality of each card. The element was a drop shadow design. As a result, the cards that did not have the shadow design feature were deemed rare, as only a small number of these cards exist. Okay, that's misleading information because she's talking about shadows. Shadowless are the valuable cards. In a manner similar to minted coins, historic documents, and even Beanie Baby tags, there have been many Pokemon cards with errors, and these errors have impacted the value of particular cards. How to spot valuable Pokemon cards. As with other printed collectibles, when an edition is limited, value rises. One-of-a-kind cards and limited edition cards with small print runs are typically worth more than common Pokemon trading cards printed in large numbers. Pokemon cards that were printed only for specific promotional activities, contests, and events are marked with a promo symbol at center right. I'm wondering if I should even dig that deep into this. Not all promos have the symbol center right, okay? Not all of them. That's WotC promos that had that symbol, okay? Here's some WotC pre-releases. See how it says pre-release on it? It'll focus in. Okay, there's no promo symbol on that. This is a promo with a symbol in the lower corner instead of center right. Modern promos, like the ones that you get in boxes or let's just say the ones that you get at pre-releases, okay, look like this. And they have the promo black star in the lower corner. It'll focus. Probably won't focus. I should have popped up PTCGO. That won't focus in. But the promo symbol's in the lower corner here. All right. These are modern promos. They're still called Black Star promos. Anyway. Just put that binder back. Some very valuable cards are both limited edition cards, which could have only been acquired by attending special events such as the first Pokemon movie, by entering contests, participating in promotions, and from Pokemon tournament competition. These Pokemon cards have the promo symbol on them, and the collecting community pay a handsome limit for these cards. A fine example is the Pokemon promo trading card featuring Pikachu, which was only available to guests and viewers of the Pokemon movie. The card is marked Kids WB Prevents Pokemon the First Movie. We've gone over this one. In addition to the traditional Pokemon trading cards, there are also new types of cards like those where a hologram image take up the entire surface of the trading card. Other rare cards include Pokemon EX, GX, and Pokemon VMAX cards. Well, somebody updated this page recently. It is well documented that there are nearly 1,000 different species of pocket monsters. Okay. Yeah. That's fairly accurate if you consider every Pokemon's different forms. And that some evolve and some do not evolve depending on many factors. Pokemon gameplay is driven by, among other things, hit or health points, which are shown in the upper right of a trading card. These points tell players and collectors how much damage a Pokemon can sustain before being knocked out, making hit points more important. Making HP points. Hit point points. Pokemon cards sell regular in the $500 to $2,500 range for individual cards. Specialty cards command values into the thousands and tens of thousands of dollars, unless you're Logan Paul and you pay millions. If they are promo cards, cards with sought-after symbols, or cards relating to special contests, events, or tournaments. Condition is a key factor to assessing value, and after appraising famous collections of these cards and many valuable Pokemon cards in my career... I'm going to read that again. And after appraising famous collections of these cards and many valuable Pokemon cards in my career, I question what you've done in your career. Evaluating their true value is a skill that cannot be obtained without years of study and experience. You mean like the 25 years of experience I have doing this? As important and sought after as the Pokemon trading cards are, certain pocket monsters on cards that are popular to collectors are Bellsprout, Blastoise, I'm gonna poker wrap this. Bellsprout, Blastoise, Bulbasaur, Charizard, Charmander, Clefairy, Darkmuck? That's a random one to throw in there. Eevee, Ghastly, Hitmonchan, Ivysaur, Ledippa, Lugia. Oh, hey, look, that's our first second gen one. Machamp, Magikarp, Magneton, Marowak, Meowth, Mew, Mewtwo, Nidoran, Ninetales, Auto Shamanite, Pikachu, Poliwrath, Ponyta. Hey, Ponyta. Primeape, Raichu, Rayquaza, Sandslash, Scyther, Seeking, Squirtle, Umbreon, Voltorb, Wigglytuff, Zapdos. Do y'all notice anything about that list? Did y'all catch anything about that list? Almost every Pokemon on that list is a first-gen Pokemon. Almost every single one. There are 2 Pokemon on there that are second-gen. We have 8 generations of Pokemon. Okay? Collecting Pokemon cards, trading cards, is a popular, lucrative, because it's about the money, and fascinating hobby. The complexity of the game and the many options for collecting diverse cards makes Pokemon a great collecting category. Watch videos on my YouTube channel where I talk more about Pokemon card values, and I can appraise your Pokemon cards from photos, or you can show me your cards during a video call. Guys, I've been on this stream for over an hour and a half today, and as much as I would love to get into these videos and tear down some more, I think I've done enough. Dr. Lori videos. Let's see if she has any playlists specifically for Pokemon. Thrift store finds. Antique furniture, toys. Maybe it's in toys. Costume, jewelry, dishes, antique, silver. Thrift with Dr. Lori. Paintings and prints. How to value Beanie Babies. Okay, so that's about Beanie Babies. Yard sale finds and tips, reselling secrets. I don't see anything that specifically says Pokemon, but let's see if there's anything in her uploads. Porcelain, Beatles comics, Beanie Babies. I don't see anything specifically about Pokemon. I would have to watch these videos and see if any Pokemon cards come up in these videos. I'm not going to do that right now. I'll do that another time, and maybe we'll have another day where we sit and just have a chat and we talk about this. But I think I've proven my point here. And my point is that these people who claim to be experts may be experts in a broad, diverse field, but they're not specialty experts of Pokemon. They do not understand the Pokemon market. They don't really know what it's about. They don't really know how to price and appraise them. They don't know. They don't have the knowledge. And these are not the people that you should be trusting to appraise your cards. These are not the people that you should go to and ask what your cards are worth, how much you can sell them for, etc. Because I just proved in an hour and a half, 2 hours, how very wrong she was. And I have made some comments on Facebook and on some of the YouTube videos, and she has actually replied to some of those comments. So let me go ahead and go into them and see if anything else has been said here. Okay, right here. I commented, I've been in the hobby for 25 years, playing on a competitive level and collecting. I heard y'all talk about this on the radio months ago, reached out then and offered to appraise the collection at no charge. You should have taken me up on it. This woman has no clue what she's talking about, and I stick by that. I'm not going to say something here and not stick by it. And I will ask you to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm also going to ask you to prove that I'm wrong. I want facts. I need to see proof. Okay? Unless any of these cards were misprints, and judging by the photos, which I can't really tell, but it doesn't appear so, and she doesn't mention them as misprints, okay? You saw the photos. I didn't see misprints. Obviously, they're not great photos. If they are misprints, that may affect the value of it. Not in $100, I don't think, but it still may affect the value. It's also not mentioned that these are misprints. She has grossly overvalued these cards considering their raw condition, even PSA 10s, which are very difficult to get regardless if you think cards are mint. Even if they've always been in the binders, they sometimes come from the pack less than perfect. Don't go for these hundreds of dollars. If one of those Pikachu, not the promo, on the front is a red cheeks, you might have some value there. It's Logan Paul and his 10K Bulbasaur all over again, okay? After taking a closer look at that photo, I did see that they were not Red Cheeks Pikachus, okay? So now here's where Dr. Lori actually replied to my comment. She said, my appraised values are based on actual sales records where similar cards have sold. I've appraised such collectibles since 1998. Does not cite sources or anything, okay? I thought I had replied to this. Apparently I was wrong. And, oh, it says Joe's bird. I wonder if that's my JoJo bird. Is that you, JoJo? Did you comment on this, Joe? Is that you? I'm gonna tag you in this video, Joe. I thought I had actually replied to this. Maybe my reply didn't go through. Maybe I was in a bad signal area. But I asked her to cite her sources because it's entirely possible that her sources are wrong, okay? But I just showed you my sources and what people are actually paying for these cards. I showed you sold listings on eBay. I showed you sold listings on TCG Player. I showed you what you could go to TCG Player and buy one for right now, today, and how grossly misrepresented those values are, okay? She also left some responses to the Facebook comments. So let me go ahead and go to Facebook and see if there's any other comments on the Facebook. I'm actually going to, let's see here. Let me just search for the Bobby Bones show because it was on their page where the article came up. Facebook knows how to listen to me really well, apparently. We'll just scroll down until we find it. Because she did comment back to somebody, some other people besides me. So she is out there. She's watching, listening, reading, paying attention. What did you say? They look identical to what they did in the anime, so there aren't any words on the card. It's just art. Oh, that's cool. I'm curious if that guy did a follow-up on selling anything in his collection. I don't know. As far as I know, this was just news that was replied yesterday. So here's the video. One of the videos that I commented on citing my sources, showing pictures here. Okay. And there was another comment, or here it is. Okay. So this is the one that I think had more comments on it than what other people had said, than other videos and things. This person here, Ian. Okay, so this person here, Ian, the problem with the Pikachu promo card, yes, it's a promo, but if you went to see the movie, everyone got one. It's not exactly a rare promo. Could that change? Maybe, depending on the quantity of the card. It could be worth more, but right now, market value for a near mint is about $11. Okay? He's not wrong. I just showed you that that is about a $10 card. All right? I don't know who this dude is. I don't care. But Dr. Lori replied, Mike D's card was not run-of-the-mill. What was not run-of-the-mill about this card? Because all she mentions is that it's a first movie promo. And I showed you the exact promo that's in the picture. Okay? And she does not make any mention. Oh, apparently I can't talk anymore. She does not make mention anywhere that this card is potentially a misprint. So he even asks, curious what makes it not run-of-the-mill exactly. It's not a misprint, which could make it about $3,000. If it was graded as a Gem Mint 10, yeah, they're going for $200 to $300 right now, but it's got to be graded as a 10. At a grade 9, the price point drops significantly. So, and then I commented back to support what Ian was saying, on top of my own comments that I had added on here closer to the bottom. A few other people had commented on this as well. Okay, here's my comment. Nobody's responded to that, but somebody did hit the like button on it. So, just to show you that even these people, I mean, obviously we saw it, Collectibles Guru was not an actual expert. The baseball guys who certified Logan Paul's $3.5 million box was clearly not an expert. So I don't really think there's too much more to say on this topic. Does anybody have any questions before I sign off of here? Because as it is, I'm running very close to 2 hours, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to upload 2 hours worth of video to YouTube. I may actually have to edit this if I want to make a YouTube video out of this. I didn't intend to rant on for as long as I did. I didn't think there was actually going to be this much for me to go over. But I'm going to go ahead and cut the video now and get ready for dinner. And I may get back on later and actually stream something fun. But thank you everybody who joined me today for this discussion. And hopefully I enlightened some people out there and you all know more than you did before. And maybe we all learned something from this. But until next time, see y'all later. Let's see if there's anybody out there we can read. The whole point of a rant, right?